Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for today's show, and today we are going to be taking a look at the vFlyteAir Piper Arrow 3, which has been in development for just about 2 years now. This is actually their original Piper Arrow. They've revamped it and refurbished its instruments, and they reshipped it back to the X-Plane hangar for us to take a look at today and hopefully for you guys to enjoy. I want to welcome Pilot A340. Good evening, my friend, and welcome Stan. Hello, my friend, and welcome. Greetings to you, my friend. Sven, hello. Wa alaikum assalam from Kuwait, my friend. Thank you very much. Hart, hello. Good evening to you. And thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to answer the poll if you haven't already done so. I was contemplating creating some really nice cinematics that will basically be played before my live streams. I kind of miss doing videos, and I thought that the best way is to couple both, creating a pre-recorded video with cinematics of, for example, the departure and arrival cities, maybe a little bit of commentary there. That's something that precedes the stream, the actual stream that is, of course, related to the topic. Gary, hello, my friend. Darren, hello, my friend. Thank you very much, sir. Glad to be back. David, hello, my friend. Mike, hello from the USA. Welcome. Bombasso, hello, my friend, and welcome. Fefi747, greetings from the Caribbean. Hello, my friend. Welcome. We've got with us also, is it Steve? Ven, good day to you. Pedro, welcome. Giulio, welcome, my friend. I had my only PPL lesson in a PA-28, lovely aircraft. Absolutely, Darren. The Piper 28 is the Piper Arrow 3 is a beautiful aircraft, and vFlyteAir has been one of the early developers for X-Plane, and their Pipers are actually built to resemble the real-world counterpart in terms of the flight model and the depth of simulation of the aircraft systems. Today we're going to be taking a look at the two variants of the aircraft. So when you purchase this aircraft, you're going to get two versions. You're going to get the G5 and the E1000. Both are very different, and of course, needless to say that the G5 was custom built by vFlyteAir with the help of real-world pilots flying the Piper. So we are at San Jose International Airport in the state of California, and we are going to begin, of course, as it is always the case, looking at the aircraft 3D modeling, the texture work, for both inside and out. We're going to take a look at the aircraft systems. We're going to take a look at the G5 device aboard this aircraft. Then we are going to take it for a short flight around San Jose. We're going to come back and land. Today we're not going to be doing a full flight to a different destination, because I want to show you guys the other variant of the aircraft so we can see the differences between the G5 and the E1000. And it should also give you appreciation for what vFlyteAir has done here, and then hopefully by the end of the stream you'll be able to decide whether this add-on is for you or not. Welcome, Daza. Hello, my friend, and welcome, Waqif. Hello, my friend. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, everyone, to the stream, and thank you very much for tuning in on a Sunday evening, and hopefully we'll put in a good show for you guys. And David Lawrence from the UK. Hello, my friend, and welcome. All right, let's get started, folks. So the first thing is vFlyteAir. In terms of the modeling of the aircraft, I think vFlyteAir really does a reasonably good job modeling their Pipers. The use of PBR material, the details of the landing gear, the overall texture work. The model, of course, is an authentic replica of the Piper Arrow 3. It really does look exactly like the real aircraft in terms of the dimensions. The texture work is quite nice. There are some nice details, as you can see down here. I do like their exterior model a lot. I think they do spend a lot of time doing, they spend time on the modeling. Now, if we hop into the cockpit, as you can see, the cockpit, again, is very resemblant of what you'd see in a Piper Arrow 3. I do like the panel work here quite a bit. Not exactly the highest fidelity possible, to be completely honest, but nonetheless, I think it is done to a high standard, especially the panel work. I'm not too crazy about the texture work on the rest of the aircraft, but in my view, doesn't really take much from what the aircraft offers, simply because most of the time, we as flight simmers, we're going to be taking a look here. This is our field of vision. We're going to be taking a look at the panel. The panel is done quite well. I do like the work that they've done here. You can see the textures here of the aircraft carpets. So the cloth material down here, I think, looks pretty good. Not so much the textures here. They're kind of lower resolution, maybe not so much details, not so much attention to those. But again, it's a trade-off, I think, between it does look reasonably well in the back. So if we move to the back here, they did model the headsets, it looks like, and there is some cargo as well. The cargo area isn't bad. I think it looks so all in all, I think it's very good. It's not excellent, it's very good. And judging this, of course, in comparison with, for example, the Phenom by Arabesque. Again, I do like what they've done in terms of the texture work. I just don't think that it is the highest fidelity possible, but very reasonable. And the panel work here is outstanding. So this is actually very good here. By the way, today we're not going to be using XP Realistic. Today we are going to be using RYUJIN. I'm not sure if you guys know it or not. It's a competitor, or it's a competing plugin or add-on to XP Realistic. XP Realistic is giving some issues today, so I decided to just download RealView, install it, and you'll be able to experience the effects of RealView in this live stream. So all in all, I think the aircraft looks good. I think, by the way, this is a gauge. This is not a hole, but it looks as if there is no instrument here, as if there is a hole here. But it's not. This is actually the fuel gauge, and we'll take a look at that once we start the aircraft. Now, you will note that the G5 device is placed right here. I do like the fact that you can pop them out, so that's pretty cool. You can, of course, do the same thing for the Garmin devices here. The rest, no. You can't do this for the transponder and the ADF device. You will note the autopilot, because when we go to the E1000 model, you will see that the autopilot is different. It's a touch-based touch screen for the autopilot on the E1000 device. On this aircraft, it's the standard push-button device right here, as you can see. In terms of the aircraft features, there is a nice little control panel here. Now, the control panel is the standard vFlyteAir control panel. I do like the fact that you can, make it bigger because the text is so small, but it's got everything that you need. It's pretty functional. Alex, hello, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you with us today. And we have Ground Point Niner. Hello, my friend, and welcome to this live stream. So the control panel, I think, is quite functional. It gives you everything that you need to operate the aircraft. You can change the liveries on the fly. You can open the doors, and you can also remove the ground elements. You can remove and install, or you can, beg your pardon, reset the aircraft to cold, dark, and healthy. I like that. You can, of course, set also the aircraft weight. You can toggle, you can change using the slider. You can change the fuel, the pilot weight, the co-pilot weight, the passenger weight, fuel left and right, and you can add luggage to the aircraft. You also have access to the panel, so if you don't like the glass panel, you can always click here and go to the analog, which is really great because I happen to be somebody who loves steam gauges. So you can definitely enjoy this aircraft in both formats, and the E1000 variant also includes both options. So you can go with the glass panel or you can select the analog panel. Buzza, hello my friend from the UK, and we have also Eric. Hello my friend. Nice to hear your opinions. I have 1,500 hours in XP11, but recently using MSFS more. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome. So, what also you have access to is the preferences. You can hide the interior glass. Definitely if you're suffering from FPS issues, you can, it's pretty easy on FPS, this aircraft. But again, you have the option of turning it off. You can also turn on the passengers and the interior view on and off. Hide the on-screen warnings. So basically, if your baro is not set, you will get a message. If your transponder is not on alt, you will get a message here that reminds you to set things up properly for departure. You also have full support okay, we can leave the shake effects. So you have AviTab. If we move here, you have full support for AviTab, which is good. As you can see, we're getting about 66, 65 FPS. If we move up here, 58, 51, and this is California True Earth by Orbex. So good FPS overall. We don't need the AviTab, so we're going to remove it. And we have the shake effects. Now we're using real view, so we're not going to need it. Another really nice feature is the tow tractor. So let's switch to external view, and we're going to bring the tow tractor. And I think it's really lovely how they've modeled this. And what we can do here is, let me just remove this here. And what you can do is you can set this to, well, we need to release the parking brake, and we put it here. Check this out. And now you can actually steer. That's really cool. And we can take it to park. Of course, you can increase the speed of the tow, but you can also go to reverse. And you hear that little beeping sound there. And we can just remove it now. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake once more. So I think that's a nice little, tow truck to be able to tow your aircraft in case you're in a hangar or in a position where you need to, tow it. You can actually do that aboard this aircraft, which is really, really cool. Good evening, Jordan. Hello, my friend. Welcome. V1 Simulations. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Folks, V1 Simulations needs no introduction. He is a real-world Airbus pilot, a well-decorated flight instructor, and one of my absolute favorite content creators on YouTube. So if you want to learn how to fly aircraft, a real aircraft, please head over to V1 Simulations channel and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes. And why not join his membership on his YouTube channel as well? Lots of very, very nice content and some really exclusive footage for members on the V1 Simulations YouTube channel. Thank you, Captain, for joining us today. Appreciate it. Boeing Corp, hello, my friend, and welcome, Matteo. Hello, my friend. Jordan, yeah, absolutely. Top man, V1 Simulation, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so hopping back into the cockpit, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start the aircraft, and we're going to play a little bit with this G5 device, which according to vFlyteAir is built with the assistance of real-world pilots. So it should be very accurate. And those of you who are real-world pilots and have flown this aircraft probably can vouch for how accurate this is. So let's hide the yoke and let's make sure things are good here. We are going to turn on the battery and alternator. And now the sounds are not that great as far as the switches are concerned, but just wait and listen to those engine sounds coming up pretty soon. All right, we are going to make sure our beacon lights, nav lights, and rotating beacon are turned on. And we are going to turn on the fuel pump. We can see fuel pressure here. And we're going to crack the throttle just a little bit and put the mixture on full rich. And we are going to give it a start. Listen to those engine sounds. Just lovely. Here, let's switch to external view. All right. Now the nice thing is you can, the aircraft is pretty loud, so we can use the headset to reduce the amount of sound inside the cockpit. Right. So we can now go to, let's see, we can leave all of these. Let's go ahead and turn on the avionics. Avionic master switch is here, and now you have all your instruments, a transponder, and all that good stuff on. Now you can see here, this is not really a hole. It's actually the fuel gauge. So you get your fuel, your RPM, manifold pressure, all the temperatures, outside temperature in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. Now let's head over to the G5 device. And as you can see, it really is very cool. And we're going to click this one here as well. Now you can change those displays. And the way you do this, you click here. And now you can actually cycle through the heading. So if you want to change the heading, you click that, and now we can change the heading. Or if you want to, for example, change the course, the altitude, or if you want to change PFD, again, you can change the display. And you can also go to the setup. If you click on the setup, you can change the bearing pointer, both pointer 1 and pointer 2, for VLOC or localizer or GPS. So we can click here and we can cycle through these as you can see in here. Very, very nice. I don't know how accurate it is or how true it is to its real-world counterpart, but maybe a real-world pilot can tell us if they've used this aircraft, and they can tell us how accurate the the Garmin or the G5 device is. Now to put this away, you press and hold, and voila, you're good to go. And we are ready now to take this aircraft for a short flight. Now this aircraft has a retractable gear, which is again something very cool. We can set mode to alt. We'll leave it at 1200, and we're going to turn on our taxi lights on. And we are going to head over to the runway. Now, according to the wind direction, we need to be departing either runway 12 left or 12 right today here at San Jose. And let's go ahead and release parking brake, and let's head over to the runway. Let's bring the yokes back. There we go. I love the yokes. They look pretty nice with the nice Piper logo there. And again, folks, I am using today Real View, and that's what Real View looks like here. Just Real View next. That's what it looks like. And I just went to preferences and I selected General Aviation, and that's it. That's all I've done for this live stream. I haven't really played with it. I've done a review of Real View in the past, but this is the newer version, Real View next. I haven't really done a lot of testing, but since XP Realistic was acting up, I decided to use it for this stream today. Compared to real G5, it's only a small set of gray boxes on the bottom, not multiple level of boxes. Oh, is it? That's good to know. So not everything, you can't really pop everything out, but you can pop those devices. So you actually have your speeds here. There's a lot of work, by the way, folks, that went into this, into the development of this aircraft. It's been in development for 2 years, so they spent about 2020 and 2021 really revamping their. I love their aircraft. By the way, they've got the Piper Comanche, and they've got a bunch of Pipers, really, a lot of Pipers by vFlyteAir. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the strobe lights and landing lights. Taxi lights can, no, that's snap lights. Whereas the taxi lights can go off. We'll turn on the pitos, and strobe lights are on. And here's the runway. I believe this is runway 12 right. Look at her. She's a beauty. All right, here we go. Now we're going to take a note of the autopilot here, and then we're going to take a look at the E1000 and look at the differences between the two. And I do like the touch screen on the E1000 device. All right, we are ready. Let's line up here. 12 right. And we are good to go. We're going to rotate at about 60 knots. Real view is definitely doing its thing there. 60 knots and rotate. Positive rate of climb. And gears going up. And let's go to a flyby. I'll tell you, I love the fluidity of this Piper, and it flies really, really well. We're not gonna climb too much, and we're gonna head back and land at the airport, and then we're going to take a look at the E1000. But we're going to do a few maneuvers, and we are going to stall the aircraft and do things like that. I've got to get going, but hope you have a good flight, Q8. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening to you. Looks very fluid and smooth. Yes, V1, it really is a very fluid aircraft. Let's go ahead and start leveling up here, and we're going to do a few turns. It just really is. I love the aircraft developed by vFlyteAir. They just really spend a lot of time on the flight model and really modeling the aircraft to behave like the real aircraft. And by the way, they spent I think it was their Piper 28, even the flaps, you know, they modeled, they've seen something, they've seen a behavior where if you put a book under the flap lever, the aircraft actually speed increases, and they've modeled this in the aircraft. So they really do a great job, and they spend time really modeling their aircraft to produce something very realistic and true to its real-world counterpart. So, all right, we're gonna do, let's go ahead and make a turn here. And just so fluid. Lovely aircraft. Feels good, flies good. That's the airport right there. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to idle the power. We have the flaps totally up. And we're just going to pull on the yoke here.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Stall. Stall. Landing gear. Stall. Landing gear. Stall. Landing gear. Stall.
And there you go. That's the stall. And I tell you, from experience, just knowing what aircraft do when they stall, that was pretty accurate. I'm not sure my recovery was to the book, but the stall behavior of the aircraft was pretty accurate for sure. Looks like I'm buying another GA bird, courtesy of Q8 Pilot. Haven't been disappointed yet. V1. I'll tell you, vFlyteAir V1, all their Pipers are actually great. I will tell you that much. I love their aircraft. I love their support. They just really produce fine general aviation aircraft for X-Plane 11. I think, see, aside from Airfoils Labs, I think they're the best after Airfoil Labs. Of course, we've got the SR22 by Torxim, and those are all great. But vFlyteAir has this touch, and their aircraft feels so real up in the air, and they just create phenomenal Pipers for X-Plane. Here, let's do a little bit of few turns here. Just look at how fluid this aircraft flies. And by the way, we don't have real weather set, simply because I wanted you guys to see the aircraft textures. But maybe when we bring up the E1000, maybe we'll set up real weather at San Jose and see how the aircraft behaves. Right now, I've set the weather to cloud and visibility okay, so there isn't much wind. Winds are calm, and everything visibility is good, so really no issues there whatsoever. Wow, looks that wing drop very nice. Yes, sir. I have their C-150. It's one of my top 3 favorites in my hangar. Yes, their 150, C-150 is very good indeed. And I think it's got the one of their aircraft, I'm not sure, I think it may be the Comanche, I'm not sure, has got the reality expansion pack by SimCoders, which makes it even better. Right, here we go. I'm going to reduce power here a little bit. Oh, I just love this air. I love vFlyteAir. They're just great. And here's another flyby. You have got to love those engine sounds. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Wonder if they are going to give us a free X-Plane 12 update with this. I don't know, but I assume that they're going to do that. James, how are you doing, my friend? Are you going to do another top 5 GA aircraft lifts? Oh, that is going to be a tough video to make. But yes, I will be doing that. I've been actually thinking of doing that and doing it live on a live stream and giving the Q8 Pilot Awards to the top add-ons for X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway, at the 60,000 mark subscriber. That's my next milestone. So once we are there, I'll tell you guys, there's going to be a huge giveaway that includes everything, software, hardware, everything. We're going to head back now to the airport, land the aircraft, then we're going to load up the E1000 variant of the aircraft. Lovely scenery, by the way, by Orbex, Orbex True Earth, California. Start reducing our speed. And by the way, we need to, once we are in cruise, we need to bring the prop back. The mixture first, then the prop. But that's alright. Alright, that's the runway right there. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce our power. We should be okay. We'll begin with the landing gear at about 85 knots. Right, here's the landing gear. And that's the runway ahead of us now. The same runway we departed from, runway 12 right. Set my view. We're looking okay. I can see one red. Two reds, two whites. Approach flaps are set. And we're going to maintain about 65 knots here until we're ready to flare. Just absolutely lovely aircraft. Very, very fluid. Yeah, we're definitely going to put the real weather for the E1000. And that's real view doing the bounce for us there at the end. Alrighty. Welcome back to San Jose International Airport. And we are going to exit now, and we're going to load up the E1000 variant of the Piper Arrow III by vFlyteAir. Just check and we'll have free X-Plane 12 support, so I'll be getting this perfect. Town Flyer, yes, just seen that. Yeah, it is awesome, guys. It's just really, really a great aircraft. I love vFlyteAir, and I cannot recommend them enough. And by the way, the price, on the price note, this is phenomenal. This is just on the fact that you're getting the two variants, you're getting the G5 and the E1000, and you get completely two different autopilot systems. Now, we didn't play with the autopilot on this aircraft because it's just the buttons there. You click them, you set everything, and you're good to go. By the way, when you set things in the G5, that's what the autopilot does. So it corresponds to whatever you do here in terms of altitude and things like that. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to set the parking brake, and we're going to turn off the avionics, and we're going to kill the engines. All right. And what we're going to do next is we're going to bring up the, just look at that, external power lost, and it's shutting down to preserve the aircraft battery. Very, very cool. All right. What we're going to do, by the way, you can always come here and just say reset to cold, dark, and healthy. And everything is back into cold and dark, and this will shut down after the time has elapsed. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to go, as you can see here, we have the two variants. This is the vFlyteAir Arrow III G5, and this is the vFlyteAir Arrow III E1000. Again, lots of liveries that you can choose from. So let me see, I'm not sure if they have them all here. They don't have all the icons. We can do it definitely from the, we'll select this one, that's fine. All right, let's start. And yeah, I always get really excited about vFlyteAir. I love their pipers, they do great work. There's something strange about the prop graphic, don't look good, I think. Really? I'm not sure, Eric. I mean, you probably know better. I don't know. Also appreciate vFlyteAir's pricing. Great value for fantastic flight dynamics. Very immersive. Yes, sir. I agree there with you fully, Stan. Their price range has always been very good. Now, for some reason, the device here is turned on, and I'm not sure how to turn it off, but it looks like it's always on, even if the aircraft battery is off. So I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure why the frames are acting up. No, it's all right. Again, guys, if you've just joined the stream, this is not a hole. This is actually part of the aircraft instrument. It's just, I think the reflections are not done very well, so maybe a word of constructive criticism to the developers at vFlyteAir is they probably need to change the color of this. I'm not sure if it looks like this in real life, but it looks as if there is a hole there, and it's actually not. So maybe the glass material, I'm not sure really why it looks that way. But anyway, if we look now down here, I'm not sure which version of the aircraft is this one here, but let's see here. Let me bring up the, let's see if we can, actually you can just click here and you can change the, yeah, you can definitely change. All right, so you will notice the difference. The E1000 device here is very different from what we've seen in the G5, and the autopilot system here is also different. I'm not sure if it is the aircraft or is it this device here? It might be this device here. All right, let's go ahead and remove the yoke so we can see what's going on. And we're going to turn on battery 1 and battery 2, and we're going to turn on the avionics. Pre-flight test, gotta love that. Pass. All right, so this is the touch autopilot, and as you can see, it's actually a touch screen, so you can select from right within the autopilot screen here, which is something I like. You can pop this out here, as you can see here. See, maybe you can see it better here. I just really like this. I'm not used to having the autopilot this way, but I really love the fact that they've modeled those two aircraft with the systems, so you can enjoy a different configuration in this aircraft versus the G5 variant of the aircraft. So I like what they've done here, and we can come to, so this is pitch, we can come here, and let's see. We can set our altitude to, for example, 3,000. You can see the flight director there. You can change the heading. I think it's, no, wait. There you go. So now if we go up and down, we can see the speed there increasing, If we go to vertical speed, and you can change that. Alt hold, you can change the heading. Let's set this to maybe 1,000. There we go. All right. And of course you've got nav, and you've got the approach, back course, all of the elements that you'd expect to see in an autopilot. Right. Altimeter is set correctly. Everything looks good here. We're going to turn on the nav lights and rotating beacon. And we are going to start this aircraft. We're going to put the mixture on full rich, crack the throttle about 1/4 of an inch open. We're going to turn on the fuel pumps. We can see fuel pressure here. We can put this away now. And let's go and start it up. Woohoo! Listen to those sounds. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hello, Kamar, and welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad you could make it to the stream. Thank you for your support, my friend. Appreciate it. Track IR and streaming, I'd assume looking at the comments and other screens might make us all dizzy, maybe. Yeah, that might be the case, yeah. All right, let's put the headsets so we can reduce the amount of noise. And let's take this aircraft now for a flight. We're going to depart from the same runway, runway 12 right. And we're going to make sure the mode here is set to altitude. And we're going to play around a little bit with this autopilot. If we click here, so 200 IS, altitude is good, that's fine. Yeah, I think we're good to go. We're going to turn on our taxi lights. Pitot heat is turned on, and we are good to go. By the way, what is this button here? Oh, dome light. Okay. Oh, I think I have to show you guys during nighttime. So, all right, let's change the time a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's too much. There we go. We can add a little bit more lights here and turn on the dome lights. There you go. Just look at that. How cool is that? All right, we're good to go. Release parking brake, and let's give it some power. Now, I'm not sure if the weather, the current weather at San Jose is suitable for VFR flying, so I am not going to risk it. But if you guys want me to do it, then for sure I will do it. So you guys let me know what you want me to do, and I'll be more than happy to do it. I'm not sure where is the exit to. You know what? We'll just go right here. Yeah, we're just going to cut a corner there. Everyone is screaming at us, but that's all right. All right, here we go. And we're going to take, again, 12 right, depart, make a few turns, and come back. I really like this autopilot. I haven't really seen anything like it before, so this is the first time I see this autopilot system. And John Mark, how's it going, Q8? Been a while? Yes, sir, definitely. It's been a while. How are you doing? All right, here we go, and that's our turn. And we can turn on the landing lights, strobe lights, kill, taxi lights. What do you guys think about flying at night? If I were to do a full flight during nighttime, would you guys like that? The reason I ask is normally during nighttime, everything is pitch dark. You don't really see anything. So I was just wondering if folks would like to. We have a new subscriber, Sullivan. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Right, here we go. Sullivan Riano, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. And of course, folks, I do appreciate a lot your likes on the video or the stream if you do like it. Apparently, it helps with ranking of the video on YouTube. So if you like the stream, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. All right, here we go. We're coming up to the runway. Here we go. You gotta adore those night lighting. The runway lights just, oh, looks absolutely gorgeous. All right, here we go, folks. Let's give it power. And we're gonna rotate again at about 60 knots. Engine sounds are phenomenal. Set this up right there. All right, and rotate. Positive rate of climb, and the gear is going up. Night looks sweet on your PC. Yeah. And here we go. Flyby. All right, this time around, folks, what we're going to do after we turn and head back to the airport, we're going to stall the aircraft, but this time we're going to do it in the dirty configuration. So we're going to lower the flaps for approach flaps, and then we're going to idle the power and see if the aircraft behaves any differently. We're going to go to about 1,500 feet or so. We're going to then make the turn back so that we can land back at runway 12 right or 12 left. The sounds are phenomenal. I believe those sounds, they're definitely F-mount sounds. I'm not sure if they were recorded from the real aircraft, but they sound very immersive, very, very realistic. So overall, folks, I think I would give this aircraft a final score of 8 out of 10, and I would definitely award it the Q8 Pilot seal of approval. The price, the value for money, I think is spot on. Right, and we're going to level off now. And we're going to begin our turn and head back to the airport, landing exactly from the same takeoff runway. And what we're going to do while we are on the way to the airport is... All right, here we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to deploy the flaps in approach configuration, and I'm going to idle the power.
Landing gear.
And let's see what happens now with the flaps deployed.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Stall. Landing gear. Stall. Landing gear. Stall.
Oh, look at that.
Stall. Landing gear.
Now that is, ladies and gentlemen, very accurate. And it took a lot longer for the stall to actually take place. And finally, it did stall, of course. Let's retract the flaps. I'm sold. I'll break the news to my wife on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's great. That's just great. And we have a new subscriber. Mahano911, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. Folks, if you're looking for a great piper, if you enjoy general aviation aircraft, this aircraft, and you're on a budget, by the way, this aircraft is a really true bargain. Really, a great aircraft to fly. The sounds are very immersive. Exterior model is very nice, very authentic. The interior panel work is very good. Maybe the rest of the aircraft is not so great, but this is what we're gonna, you're gonna be looking here, and this work looks very good in my view. The sounds, the switches, they're all F-mod sounds. They're not the greatest sounds if you ask me, but nonetheless, the engine sounds, which what matters the most, are great. And so this aircraft definitely has my recommendations. It's a beautiful aircraft to fly, so much fun. And I can't wait for V1 Simulation now to actually give us his his tips and views on flying the aircraft. Gonna fly around my new Arrow when I get home. Have a great rest of the stream, Q8. Thank you very much, V1. Take care, my friend. Thank you so very much for stopping by. Again, folks, please do visit V1 Simulation's YouTube channel. Give him a few hundred likes and subscribes. Really one of the finest content creators and well-decorated captains and flight instructors that you'll ever come to meet. So please do visit his channel and do subscribe to his channel. Right, that's the airport. We're going to begin our turn now. We can, actually, there's an airport right ahead of us there, but I'm just going to land back at San Jose. Here's a flyby for you guys. Beautiful aircraft, just really, really beautiful. All right, let's begin our turn back to the airport. By the way, I'm going to give it just a little bit of rudder there. Nice. Very nice indeed. I think our turn wasn't very good. Let's see here. I think we need a little more distance. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go straight on that road, follow that road, just a little more, and then we're going to head back to the airport and land. All right. In the meantime, why don't we come here? I'm going to set this to GPS. All right, and let's engage the autopilot. Ooh. Yeah, obviously it's gonna, okay, we're just gonna disconnect the heading. So this actually works as advertised.
Autopilot disconnect.
Yeah, I need to play around a little more with the autopilot there. And we can, by the way, set this here to heading. And you can click here for the mode, IS mode. So you can actually toggle it here and turn it on here. All right, now I think we can turn back to the airport. Just really a lovely aircraft. the vFlyteAir Piper Arrow 3 with the G5 and E1000 devices. Brilliant work by vFlyteAir at a very reasonable price as well. Man, the night lighting in X-Plane is just great. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do in X-Plane 12. Alright, we're just going to idle the power there. And we're going to land at exactly the same runway where we took off. Alright, let's lower the landing gear. Will help us reduce our speed. We're looking good, folks. Mohammed Salmi. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Did I make the scenery? No, sir. I did. How did you make the scenery? Well, you can get my night light mod by typing !lights. You should be able to get it, and you should be able to get the same results in X-Plane 11. Just type !lights right now here on the chat, and you should be able to get the mod that I'm using. Right, and we're going to reduce power here. Right, begin setting our flaps. Flaps are set, approach flaps are set. And we are looking good. Reduce our speed to about 65 knots or so. We're a tad too low. And welcome back to San Jose International Airport, folks. Oh, was the parking brake set for some reason? I must have clicked the button by mistake while I was coming to land. Right, we're going to change the time a little bit here. So, what do you guys think about this vFlyteAir? I really like the cars at night in X-Plane. Yeah, absolutely. This Arthur, this is my friend Orbex True Earth, California. And I've got the entire region of California, so I believe there are two, I'm not sure if there are 2 or 3 of them, but I've got the entire state of California and with the Orbex True Earth, which really changes things around quite a bit. And the airport scenery is freeware, available on the X-Plane org. And here we are back at San Jose in the vFlyteAir Piper Arrow 3. Here's another look at the aircraft from the outside. By the way, there is a general aviation parking at the far end of the airport, just to our left, to our right. And but you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna make a right turn somewhere here at the next taxiway, and just bring the aircraft to a complete stop. My final remarks on this vFlyteAir Piper Arrow 3 is that it is a well-modeled aircraft. From the exterior, from the interior perspectives. It's, I think, better modeled from the outside than the inside. I do like the panel work a lot, what they've done here. I do like the depth of systems and the accuracy of those, according to vFlyteAir, of course, that those are very, very accurate, and they were developed with the help of real-world pilots. And of course, you guys have seen the comments from V1 Simulations. I think he was really impressed with this general aviation aircraft by vFlyteAir. Really can't wait to hear his comments and you know, just to teach us how to fly this like the real-world pilots do. We're just going to bring the aircraft and stop it here. Let me just set the parking brake. So final score for this aircraft is 8 out of 10 with the Q8 pilot seal of approval and my commendations and recommendations. All right. Here's a look at the scenery here at San Jose, and what just a beautiful looking scene in X-Plane 11. By the way, if you're wondering, I'm using the X-Vision Nordic Extreme preset in this video. We are not using real weather in this video, of course, because I wanted to show you guys the aircraft textures. And X-Vision improved lighting a lot for me in X-Plane. Absolutely, yes, without a doubt. Small town flyer, the seal, now I gotta get it. Yes, sir. This aircraft, without a doubt, gets the Q8 pilot seal of approval. Folks, this is pretty much what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope that this was a useful and insightful stream, and that you are able to decide for yourselves now whether this aircraft is for you or not. If you are a general aviation fan and you like this kind of aircraft, I think the Piper Arrow 3 by vFlyteAir is a true bargain. It gives you a very immersive flying experience in X-Plane 11 at a very affordable price, and you get two aircrafts instead of one. So you get actually two Pipers with completely different configurations in terms of the systems. So sounds are acceptable. The modeling is very good. Overall, really a brilliant addition to the general aviation hangar in X-Plane 11. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.